Only a few of you would even begin to guess where I'm doing this video from. But as I come a little bit further out, it becomes easier to see. I'm one of those guys that really loves it when someone takes a self-initiative just to get something done. This is a Jackets for Jesus trailer, and I'm in and out of this trailer every single Sunday night. And for the last couple of years, I've been in and out of it with Ron and Patty, as they've been a lot more work. I drag that thing to the streets every Sunday night. I think I've been driving it for the last 5 years or so, since our last driver stopped, and they've decided to take this project on and do a full cleanup, and they're just doing an incredible job on it. They've removed the fenders, putting all the new electrical, new lights in here. They're getting a beautiful job on the exterior done, so the exterior is going to be gorgeous. They've come in and they've sanded the entire floor and they've made it look beautiful. I mean, they are just going to do an incredible job in this, but this week it just doesn't look like much. This week it looks awful. In fact, they told me, said, Pastor, it's going to look awful this week, but by next week it's going to look beautiful. And I thought about the guys that I've talked about before that I see in Africa. They sit on piles of rocks, and all day long, this is what they do. They break one rock after another rock after another rock. They sit, and that's their entire job all day long. They've got nothing more to do than one rock after another rock after another rock, making lots and lots of small rocks. Now, sometimes the tasks that we do here at Central Community can feel the same way. It feels like we're just breaking one rock into one rock into another rock. Here comes Pastor Ken. Ken, how many turkeys have you cooked now?
22.
22, and that's already broken down and in bags?
Yeah.
You're going to have to work hard to beat that 22 turkeys. Whoa, Pastor Ken, that's like 10% of the turkeys we need. Great job, Ken. Look at that, 22 turkeys. Wow. Tell you what, the guy doesn't sleep. You see what he's doing is he's just breaking one rock into another rock into another rock. Up in our neighborhood, they've been breaking one rock into another rock into another rock, similar way, except they do it with a massive machine. And I always think about those guys who sit on the side of the road when I see that machine. Think if they could see this machine, it would drive them nuts to know that everything that they do with that hand, one rock after the other rock after the other rock, could all be taking place on that machine, that a huge dump truck comes and just loads in boulders, and out the other end, in just seconds, comes out tons and tons and tons and tons of pebble at whatever size they decide to dial in that machine. I mean, it looks like two dinosaurs sitting next to each other. They're so bigger than dinosaurs. But you know, that's the way life gets done. We tackle a job, we see it, we think, man, the fenders on this trailer keep coming off. Now, Jackets for Jesus could work hard to raise money to do a new trailer, or Ron and Patty could dig in and say, we could take care of that and do it. Ken could think, boy, Pastor's going to have to keep on begging people to cook turkey, or he could say, you know, while I'm here at the office answering phones, I'm going to throw turkeys in the oven. I'm going to cut turkeys. I'm going to make sure they're separated. I'm going to make sure they're doing, and it's going to get done. I love it. Oh, look at Ken's going to lock me in. I love it when people, when people just go ahead and take initiative and get to work on the job. I don't know what it is that you see that needs to be done these days, but there's something around your house or something around your family. There's something within your life that needs to get done. And it's not going to happen until you take initiative. 30 years ago, when we started Jackets for Jesus, we never imagined that 30 years later we would still be going to the streets. We never imagined that 30 years later that somehow we would be considered a voice of advocacy for the homeless. But you know, here we are. It just happens because you pitch in and you stick with it and you start working. And there's the work that you need to do. We never imagined that 30 years later, this is the third or fourth trailer we've gone through. All the work that we've had to do within this, the money that we've raised, the time that we've spent, that we would even need a trailer, and all the catering equipment that we have with that. But here it is. We never imagined 32 years ago when we did our first Thanksgiving dinner that there would be a Thanksgiving dinner going on 32 years later. But we already have hundreds and hundreds of reservations, hundreds and hundreds of people already waiting for us for Thanksgiving. I was telling Ken took about the saddest call I've had just lately. It was a kid, maybe, I don't know, 25 or 30 years old. He gave me all of his pertinent information. And then when I asked him how many dinners he wanted, he said, "Oh, I just need one. It's just me." I thought to myself, just one guy. And I said to him, how about if I send two? I always say the same thing. How about if I send two? And you could go ahead and you could invite someone to have Thanksgiving dinner with you. He said, "Yeah, that'd be a nice idea." He said, "I probably won't do it, though. But if you want, you could send two." And I said, "I've got an even better idea. How about if you come out and you have Thanksgiving with us this year?" I've had Thanksgiving with the same people for 32 years. I said, "Come out and join us. It would be fun." There was a long silence. I thought maybe he was going to say yes. I said, "I don't think so. Just go ahead and have it delivered." I wondered what it is that gets into a person where they just kind of quit. They throw in the towel, and the task just seems too big for them. They stop doing that which needs to get done. This trailer that Ron and Patty have decided to take on for themselves, big task, expensive task. They haven't asked for a dime. They're just taking it on, bit by bit by bit. These turkeys that Ken's cooking away at, either delivering or heading home right now at it, I haven't asked him to do any of that additional work. He's not getting a bonus in his paycheck out of any of this. He just stepped into it. He's just doing it, task by task by task, so that people can have Thanksgiving while he's taking telephone calls, while he's working. These things that get done because people say, "You know what? I believe in this. I want to do the job. I want to pitch in." And yeah, there's a whole lot of big rocks that need to be broken down to make them into the little rocks. But if I start today, the task can get done. What is it that you see that you need to get done between now and the holidays? What job is it that needs to happen for you to make sure that this is going to be the best Thanksgiving ever here at Central Community? The best Thanksgiving ever in your family? The best Thanksgiving ever that makes sure that that kid that's out there, he doesn't see a hope or a vision for his Thanksgiving other than maybe these people will bring me some food. And I won't have to be hungry on Thanksgiving Day, and he's all by himself. I mean, what kind of lonely knucklehead does that? Except for one who's depressed, despondent, and doesn't see hope. You and me, we have the opportunity to bring hope to that person. We have the opportunity to embrace them and let them know that we want to be with them. We want to get to know them. We don't want them to be despondent this Thanksgiving. We want to jump into it. Join me this Thanksgiving. Step away from a life of mediocrity into a life that's genuinely miraculous. A life that interacts with each other and says, together, when we step into Thanksgiving, when we roll up our sleeves, when we stop arguing with each other and we start working with each other, we can get the job done. Come on out. Let's stop arguing and let's start working together. God's got a great task for us to do this Thanksgiving, and you're invited. Let's be the miracle. Even when it feels like we're just breaking a lot of little rocks, it's going to make a great task for each of us together. Have a fantastic weekend.